Okay, so today we are going to actually be doing a little bit of a review. So the reason why I want to do this is because I looked over your homework page from last week, and it's pretty clear that we're struggling a little bit with um, dividing by one-digit divisors. The reason why I wanted to come back to this is because we've divided by one-digit divisors. Now today, moving forward, we're going to be adding more digits to that. So we need to make sure we nail this down before we move on, okay? All right, so I've got a blank piece of paper here in front of me. I'm going to fold it. I want you to have a pencil, have your whiteboard ready, and have a piece of paper ready to go, okay? So if you don't have those things, go grab them now. We're going to fold our paper in half. Okay, so it looks like this, and if you need to pause it to see what I'm doing, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to fold it in half again, like this. Just like so, okay? And then we're going to unfold it, and we are going to draw the lines in, okay? So we're going to draw these lines in across and across the top. Let me grab a pen so I can do that. Here's my pen. Okay? So I want you to draw these lines. So you're going to draw one line down the middle and one line across the middle of the page this way. Okay, they don't have to be perfect. But essentially now you have 4 squares, okay? Kind of like 4-square writing, except for we're going to be using this for math today. At the end of this video, I am going to be assigning you a few, 6 problems. I have 6 problems picked out that I want you to try, and you will be submitting those to me at the very end, okay? But we're going to focus on 4 problems that I want to show you, and I'm going to teach you a new strategy for dividing by one-digit divisors today, okay? So our first problem we're going to put in this top left-hand corner box, and that's going to be 2,754 divided by 9. 2,754 divided by 9, okay? And this is going to be a new strategy. Now you might recognize some of these problems because I actually pulled them right from the work we did last week, okay? So we're going to work through these. I'm going to teach you what we call the box strategy, okay? You may have learned this actually in 4th grade, but I want to just review it to make sure we get it and we're solid on this, okay? So first of all, let's set this problem up, okay? So I look at this. I do not like to see division this way. The reason why is I can't figure out the work this way. So we put our big number, which is 2,754, inside the cage, and I want you to do it kind of off to the side. 2,754. Whoops. And we put our 9 outside the cage, okay? That's our divisor. This guy is looking in on this big guy, okay? Think of it like the zoo, okay? You have a big cage. We keep those big scary animals inside the cage, and us little people, us humans that go and see them, are looking in, okay? We're outside the cage. Okay, now before we get started with this, we want to focus on this 9 for a second. So we're going to create what we call a count by box, okay? So essentially it's just a square, rectangle, I guess. And it's split up into 9 smaller squares. So it's got 9 smaller squares inside of it, okay? And you're going to draw that on your paper. If you have to pause this video, go ahead and pause it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're essentially going to create a box that's going to hold all of the multiples of 9. Okay, so box number 1 is going to have 9 times 1, which is 9. 9 times 2, which is 18. 9 times 3, which is 27. 9 times 4, 36. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 6, 54. 9 times 7, 63. 9 times 8, 72. 9 times 9, 81. Now you have all the multiples of 9 all the way up to 9, right? 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3. Box number 1 has the answer for 9 times 1. Box number 2 has the answer for 9 times 2, so on and so forth. Okay? And we're going to be referring back to this box a whole bunch of times as we work through these problems. Okay? So let's take a look at the step by step. We have 9 into 2. Can 9 fit into 2? No, right? 2 is too small, 9 cannot fit into it. So we're going to uncover another digit. 9 into 27, okay? So we're going to take a look at this, and I see 27 in my count by box. And it's 1, 2, the third box over. So 9 fits into 27 3 times, okay? Then, of course, we multiply. 9 times 3 is 27. And we subtract. 7 take away 7 is 0. 2 take away 2 is 0. And we have to bring down our 5. Okay? Now we have to say to ourselves, can 9 fit into 5? Are there any groups of 9 in 5? No. Anytime you say no, you have to add a 0 as a placeholder. Okay? And we're going to do those same steps. We're going to take 0 and multiply it by 9. So 0 times 9 is 0. And we're going to subtract. 5 take away 0 is 5. And then those are just zeros. You can write them, but you don't have to. We do have a 4 to bring down. Bring down our 4. And we say, how many groups of 9 are there in 54? How many times can 9 fit into 54? Well, I'm going to look at my count by box. And I see 54 exactly there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times exactly. So 6 times 9, we already know is 54. And we subtract. 4 take away 4 is 0. 5 take away 5 is 0. We do not have a remainder because there's no more numbers to bring down, and we've got 0 here. Okay? So our answer is 306, but before we move on, we're going to check the answer, okay? And to check it, we're going to take the answer that we got, 306, and we're going to multiply it by that divisor, the little number outside the cage, okay? So I'm going to stack them right here, 306 multiplied by 9. And the beautiful part about this is, if I don't know my 9's times tables, I've got them right up here in a chart. 9 times 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 54. Carry the 5. 9 times 0 is 0. Plus 5 more is 5. And 9 times 3, 1, 2, 3 is 27. We can write the 27 because we have no more numbers to multiply by. So this number should match this number, does it? 2754, 2754. So we know that we got the answer correct. Okay? Now I'm going to do 2 more examples with you, and then I'm going to show you the problems I want you working on. It's only going to be 6 of them, and then you're going to submit the math homework for me. Okay? So let's take a look at this one. This one's a little different. It's going to be 614 divided up by 6. Now, I want to just point out to you that if you don't understand why the big number goes before the little number, I'm going to just put this into words for you. Let's say I have $614. Okay, I have $614 in my bank account. I have to split that up amongst 6 of my friends. I owe 6 of my friends that money, okay? That's why, okay? That's why that big number goes first. Okay, let's set this up so that it's not so ugly, okay? This right here is ugly. We want to set it up so it's nice and easy to solve. So we take that big number and we put it inside the cage, 614. And our small number, which is our divisor, the one looking in, goes outside the cage, okay? Before we do anything, we're going to set up a count by box with 9 squares. And we are going to put the multiples of 6 inside each of these squares. So you may know the song that goes along with it, the rhyme, okay? 6, 12, 18, 24, right? You may know that. If you don't, I'm going to show you how we do that. So we always know that 6 times 1 is 6 because anytime we multiply anything by 1, we're going to get that same number, okay? Now, what if I don't know what 6 times 2 is? Well, I could add 6 plus 6. That's 6 2 times, right? 6 times 2 is 18. 6 times 3 is 6 times 2 is 12. I'm sorry, 6 times 3 is 18. I think I wrote 12 and said 18. Okay, 6 times 4 is 24. That's the same as 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. That's the same thing, okay? 24, 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42, 6 times 8 is 48, and 6 times 9 is 54. Okay, so now we have this count by box with the multiples of 6 all the way up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's take a look at this problem now. We're going to take a look at 6 divided by 6. Well, first of all, how many groups of 6 are in 6? One group. So we're going to put a 1. Then we're going to multiply 1 times 6, which is just 6, and we do the subtraction. 6 take away 6 is 0. Bring down the 1. Okay? Can 6 fit into 1? No. Anytime we say no, we put 0 as a placeholder. 0 times 6 is 0, and we subtract. 1 take away 0 is 1. 0 take away 0 is just 0. You can put that if you want, but you don't need to. We bring down the 4. Now we have 14. We have to see how many times 6 can fit into 14. Well, I don't see 14 in any of my count by boxes. And the reason why I put this problem on here is for this exact purpose, okay? So 14, I have to look at each of these numbers one by one until I get to a number that's close to 14 but does not go over 14. So I have 6, not as close as 12. 12 is really close to 14 and it doesn't go over. But let's look at the next one just to be safe. 18, that goes over 14. It's bigger than 14, so we have to go back. So we know 6 fits into 14 2 times. 2 times 6 is 12, and we subtract. 4 take away 2 is just 2. 1 take away 1 is 0. We have no more numbers to bring down, so this number becomes our remainder. 102, remainder 2. Okay? Then we got to check our answer. So we're going to ignore the remainder for a minute. We're going to take just that whole number we have, which is 102, and we're going to multiply it by our small number, by 6. So let's start by doing that. 102 multiplied by 6. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 1 more is 1. And 6 times 1 is 6. Now we have to add 2 to that because that's our remainder. So we add 2 to that, and we get, running out of room, 614, which should match up with the number inside our box. Therefore, we know this answer is for sure correct. Okay? All right, we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to give you your problems that you're going to do for homework. Okay? Oh, hold on, guys. The light turned off. 1 second. I really hate the lights in this classroom. Okay, let's take a look at one more problem. And I want to do this one. 5,654 divided by 3. That's kind of a big one. Okay, 5,654 divided by 3. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set this problem up so it's not ugly, okay? We want our big number inside the cage. So we're going to draw a cage, and we're going to put 5,654 inside of it. And then we're going to put our 3 on the outside because that number is looking in on that big scary number. Then we're going to create a count by box for this little tiny number. Okay, so let's do that. Draw our count by box here. And we're going to put the multiples of 3 inside that count by box. So we have 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 7 is 21, 3 times 8 is 24, and 3 times 9 is 27. Okay? So we have now the multiples of 3 inside this box, all the way up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why did I put 16 here when this should be 18? Because I was counting in order. That's an 8. Pretend it's an 8. Apparently I can't write and count and multitask. Okay, we're going to take a look at this together. One digit at a time. How many groups of 3 are there in 5? Well, we're going to look at our count by box, and we're going to get a number that's close to 5 but does not go over it. It's not bigger than it. So if we look, we have 3. That's pretty close to 5, and it doesn't go over. But let's check this one. 6. 6 is bigger than 5, so it goes over. So we have to go back to this one. So it's 1 time because it's in that first box. So 3 fits into 5 once, and we do the multiplication. 1 times 3 is 3, and we subtract. 5 take away 3 is 2, and we bring down the 6. All right, let's look at this. How many times can 3 fit into 26? Well, we're going to look at our count by box here. We want to get a number that's close to, equal to, or but does not go over, okay? So we have 21, 24, 27. So let's look at 24. 24 is pretty close to 26, and it doesn't go over it. It's not bigger than it. But let's look at the next one. 27. 27 is bigger than 26, so we automatically have to go back to this one. So we know that 3 can fit into 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times without going over but getting close. Okay. Now, 8 times 3 is 24. So we're going to subtract. 6 take away 4 is 2. 2 take away 2 is just 0. We bring down the 5. We're in that same dilemma, okay? How many times can 3 fit into 25? So we look at our count by box here. We have 24, which is pretty close to 25, and it doesn't go over. 27 is also close to 25, but it goes over. So we have to go back one box. We know 3 fits in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times without going over but getting close. And 8 times 3 is 24. And we subtract. 5 take away 4 is 1. 2 take away 2 is 0. Bring down the 4. Okay. Now we look at this and we say, okay, how many times can 3 fit into 14 without going over but getting close? How many groups of 3 are there in 14? So let's look at this. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12 is pretty close to 14, but it doesn't exactly, it's not exact, obviously, and it doesn't go over. But let's check the next number just to be safe. 15. Well, unfortunately, 15 is bigger than 14, so that goes over, so we have to go back 1. So 3 fits into 14. 1, 2, 3, 4 times without going over but getting close. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 take away 2 is 2. 1 take away 1 is 0. We have no more numbers to bring down, so this number becomes our remainder. So we have 1,884 remainder 2. And we have to check our answer now. So we're going to ignore that remainder. We're going to look at this whole digit number we got. So we have 1,884. We're going to multiply it by 3. So let's start by doing that first. 1,884 times 3. Okay. 3 times 4 is 12. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12. So we put our 2, carry the 1. 3 times 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 24, plus 1 more is 25, carry the 2. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 2 more, 25, 26, carry the 2. And 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. We have no more numbers to multiply 3 by, but we can't forget about our remainder. We have to add that to it. So we add 2 more. 2 plus 2 is 4. 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5,654. 5,654. We know we did all of that math correctly because we checked our answer. Okay? So tonight on your homework, you are going to be doing 6 problems. And I have actually posted a photo of the 6 problems on the math page, but I'm also going to show you your 6 problems here. You can solve your 6 problems by printing off that photo and solving them on the paper. You can get a piece of paper and just solve them. But you will be responsible to put your answers in, okay? Let me back up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what it looks like. If you want to pause this video and write them down, you can. You will be expected to create a count by box. You will need to check your answer, okay? And you will obviously need to find the answer to the division problems that are here, okay? You will submit through Google Forms just like you always do. I hope this review helped. I hope you're understanding one-digit divisors a little bit better, because as we continue on, we will be adding more numbers, bigger numbers, outside the cage. So that's the part that's going to get tricky. All right, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.